trying to rush as much as I can.
All good. So we're just talking about the 0-0 draw with Box Hill last week, and you did say that Box Hill were renowned for the drawing, and
they did. And I
was
said,
like, yeah, give me a spell. They've only drawn 2 for the season, and they come out and draw.
Last season they drew a heap. So
that's very true. She did correct me last week saying that.
But yeah, the boys were unable to score, but they did get a point after the 0-0 draw. Obviously, 40 minutes into the first half, Jamie England has had to come off after injuring his hamstring.
That's no good.
So how bad are we looking for that one?
For Jamie to turn around to the bench and say I need to come off, it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So one thing I used to always say is you'd tell when Jamie was a little bit injured, and you'd say to him, Jay, and he'd just walk the other way, and I'm like, Jamie needs to come off, he's injured. Whereas when he's asking for it, you know it's bad.
Something's wrong.
So that's where Matt Lelliott came on, started on the bench after the boys did have quite a decent win against Nunawading, and he was unable to play, so can't change a winning team.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Matt's come on at that point, and he's done a good job there. Box Hill awarded a penalty in the first half also.
Jeez.
Failed to convert.
Yes, failed to convert the pen after import defender Jordan Barrow gave away a handball.
In the 29th minute. That's how the yellow card come about. That's what I was intrigued about there.
Fair enough.
So
there's certainly chances had for both sides.
Yeah, definitely. But it was just one of those games where, the ball can bounce anyway, and it didn't bounce in the favour of either one.
Fair enough. No, that's not too bad. So 0-0, and it sees us sitting third at this point in time. So playing St Albans today.
Who are also sitting in third on their side.
Now, I must quickly just bring this up because I did actually got a message come through from on our Facebook page in regards to a couple of things. So we're playing, as we said, we're playing St Albans, who are sitting in we're sitting third on the NPL East, and St Albans are third on the NPL West.
Correct.
Why are the GB Suns and St Albans not on the same ladder? And why not have the one ladder representing both the East and the West? Okay,
so pretty much because there are so many teams, and a lot of them being Metro.
Yep.
It just comes down to letting the Metro teams pretty much accepting us, I guess, and not causing a bit of a fuss. And so FFE have drawn an imaginary line.
That does move from year to year.
That does shift depending on who comes into our league and who goes down.
Yep.
And they decide who is on which side of the table, and that's just how it works.
Okay. No, that's right. I just had a question in regards to it, and I do kind of think that's probably like if we had the 20 teams all lined up into the all lined up on the one ladder, at least people can see exactly what goes on with the NPL. Yeah. But obviously, from my memory, you were saying the top 2 sides in playoff or...
No, so the top 2 sides go through.
Yep.
Then the bottom 2 sides come down.
Yep, from NPL. One, yep.
And then the third bottom plays off against... whoever wins out of the second position.
Okay, so the 2 teams from NPL East and West.
So top of the table of NPL East, top of the table of NPL West. Go straight through.
Then second place East and West play each other.
Yep. The winner
goes through. No, the winner goes and plays the third.
Correct.
Place person or third place team from the NPL 1.
Correct.
So you actually get a half chance finishing third last to not be relegated.
Yes.
It's slightly confusing, but good.
Probably not a bad thing because you can save a few people's bacon.
If you want to see if it works or if it doesn't work or how things work, look at the NBA.
Yep.
They do the exact same thing.
Fair enough. No, that's right.
Tell you what, Bianca, I'm looking forward to the Murray United versus Ballarat City clash this afternoon up at Albury-Wodonga. Being a big victory supporter, it's nice to see Arche Thompson coming home. And 3 o'clock this afternoon, if anyone's around the Albury-Wodonga area, make sure you get up there and check out some legendary talent up there.
Look, well, being a GV Sun supporter, you will not see me going for Murray United.
Yeah, she could go for Archie Thompson. But
Go
not
for Archie Thompson. Oh,
Murray
not
United.
promoting Murray United. No.
Anyway.
They're the enemy. But, yeah, no, that's something I did spot throughout the week. He has come home.
Yep.
And it's nice to see him back in the region.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right, to be honest. You want to see bums on seats, and if a player like Archie can build some people going into the stadium and watching, then I think all for
Good
it.
on him.
So we are away today to St Albans.
Yes.
So that's down at Churchill Reserve.
Tomorrow.
And
tomorrow.
We are without Robbie Rimmer.
Yep.
He's decided to make the move back to Griffith this week after tearing his calf at training. So he'll be out for the rest of the season, and he's decided that he'd like to move back and be with his family in that time. But he does hope to be back next season, and he's looking to do an apprenticeship or something like that as well. So he's looking to stay here for the long haul, but just with this injury, he's decided to make the move back.
Yeah.
And as well, any Richmond supporters, happy to know that Ivan Maric is the owner of St Albans.
Oh, really?
Big Ivan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wow.
Well, that's an interesting one.
Wouldn't have picked him as a big soccer guru, I would have thought.
Yeah, well, if you see the pitch, you would agree.
Fair enough.
I don't know he'd be playing on it,
If
but
it's anything like his hair, it was interesting.
yeah, Big Ivan, he's the owner of St Albans. So
Yeah, wow.
they're sitting in third position as discussed previously on 39 points. We're on 31. Just shows the difference, I guess, in the two sides of the table as well. Close match for the boys who have got to travel away, but especially without Big J-Mo in there as well.
So apparently he's president as well.
His dad is.
Oh, okay. His dad is. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's right. I'm just getting messages coming through left, right and centre here. People telling me different things. I'm like, okay,
That's all right.
this is awesome. So
Go have a look on the thing. His dad is.
yeah, no, that's okay. That's all good. Awesome. Let's have a quick look at the BASL. And before, as we do, as my phone goes all over the place,
Around here.
pick up the paper today. Finals coup for South. Shepparton site chosen to host Bendigo Amateur Soccer League Grand Finals. Shepparton's, quoting from Alex Mitchell in the back of the Shep News today, Shepparton's status as the region's soccer capital has been made official with Shep South to host this season's Bendigo Amateur Soccer League Grand Finals. McEwen Reserve will indeed be a theatre of dreams on October 7 as teams in the league's 4 divisions look to capture premiership glory.
Theatre of Dreams. Does that Field of Dreams? If you build it, they will come.
Will come. That's right.
Quite possibly
you build
something
it,
like
they
that.
will come.
But so that's big news. We get the BASL Grand Finals
I
here.
think that's definitely a good thing. I know last year the Shepparton teams weren't too happy as a majority of them had made the finals and
Got stitched up.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, it's another thing of bums on seats, and I think that you will definitely get more people in attendance when you've got a facility like we have here.
For sure.
But yeah, good news for us, good news for the GV, and yeah.
Apparently Shep South were very shocked by the announcement, but it's good information at least anyway. So
that surprises me.
I wonder if by then we can get the pitch renamed, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah,
we put a bit of a poll out this morning.
We put a poll out this morning.
I know I answered it. Did anyone else answer it?
We have 21 votes at this point in time.
Okay.
17 for the Frankie Lagana pitch, 4 for the Vince Lear pitch.
Yes! Come on, Frankie.
Some of the comments were not too bad either.
Adam Gatcombe, which is one of the boys from the GV Suns, he wants the Greg Nash Stadium. And then Greg Nash decides he wants to replies with a nice little gif going, "Who dat?"
So anyone who doesn't know, back when Kiwi, Greg Nash, was playing for Shep South, the coach only knew him as Kiwi, and when he saw the list of players saying Greg Nash, he said, "Who the heck is Greg Nash?" And I'm going to say I made that G version. And they were like, "It's Kiwi who's played for you for the past 3 years." So...
But anyway, we just thought we'd put it out there and see what happens. So there's a few people getting their votes heard, and if you want to chuck your vote on, get onto the 1FM Super
the boys
Saturday
from the
Sport.
Shep News weren't shy. Tyler Marr did tag Alex Mitchell and quite a few others in it. He did put on there the Field of Dreams, so the Theatre of Dreams. Sorry, the Theatre of Dreams. So good morning to those fellas out there that we're listening into.
So anyway, something a bit different. See what happens. See what we can do, because we have been saying it for a while anyway.
That's it.
Why not?
So then, speaking of BASL, but last week Shepparton South defeated Shep United 1-0, which was an upset.
Yes.
But yeah, 2 minutes after kickoff, South put one in the back of the net.
Jeez.
And
Yeah, okay.
Way to do it.
I'm guessing they took a bit of Jose Mourinho knowledge and parked the bus after that.
Yeah, why not? Just sit there and just don't do much at all.
Then Shep were defeated by Tatura 3-1. Mitch Anderson scoring for Shep, while Tatura shared the glory with Tom Leach, Shawnee Grant and Tristan Zito getting one each. Shep lucky to score in the 86th minute.
Okay.
So they
didn't park the bus?
And they pinched that one there quite late. Then this week at McEwen, we've got South versus Shep at 3 p.m. Colts United.
Sorry, I was just going to say that's obviously clashing with GB Suns down in Melbourne at that time, which is a bit disappointing, but anyway.
Colts United take on Shep United, and Tatura host Moama Raiders.
So some good matches coming up there in the BASL. What's the ladder looking like? Has there been much movement for the Shep sides?
A little bit. So Strathdale on 39, Eagle Hawk on 37 points, first and second position there. Shep United are on 35 in third place. Sitting third. Shep South sitting fourth on 31. Tatura hungry to make the four. In fifth place on 30, and Shep. They're not on the bottom of the table. They're just one above, and sitting with 10 points in 10th position.
Fantastic. Let's quickly have a quick look at the Matildas.
I know you wanted to talk about this, and I'm going to be very brief here because, look, as a girl who's played, enjoys playing, hates watching girls play.
Fair enough.
Why?
Come on. It's just not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same.
Can I just put a real
quality is just
Can I just put a real controversial comment out there at the moment? In regards, I mean, the Matildas won 3-1 against Brazil. Again, continuing, and from hearing all reports, continuing a domination of Brazil, which is very weird to hear. I mean, we beat them 6-0, I think, last time over here in Adelaide. But anyway,
and we sit lower than them in the international,
which makes no
standings.
sense. The controversial statement I want to put out there, though. Sam Kerr, by the time she has finished her international career, will be Australia's best footballer, male or female.
Better than Tim Cahill. Off the field, I'm going to give you now, off the field, I always believe that a player must be rated on and off the field as their overall quality.
Well, I've never met either off the field,
Cahill
but on the field, I reckon
flog. On the field and off the field. He doesn't want to know who you are, doesn't care about what you've done or anything like that. He just wants to move on.
I think the only way that statement will be true is if she personally changes the way people look at females playing football.
I get the feeling she does at the moment. I really do at the moment.
I mean, she plays in America, correct?
Yep.
And I know that is where the highest standard of players, female players do go. But, I mean, I just don't... I think if that league was shown on television here in Australia, I think that you would get a much better response. But at the moment, unless it's in an international standard and something like this is happening where they win 3-1 and she scores, like, you don't hear about girls playing football at all.
No. Which is very true.
Broadcasting problem. That's been a problem for years, and will continue to be a problem until a lot of these older generation realise that today's world has evolved, and women have a lot more power in sport.
They do, but I think it's quality as well. And this is where I come back to watching. Say, okay, so look at us like football, round ball football, right? And how long it's taken to even get to this point. Then look at AFLW and how quickly they've tried to push it to the point that it is now. And the quality's just not there.
The quality dropped off a lot further to what it could have been.
Yeah.
The AFL really rushed that.
You've really got to slowly build it up, because I can tell you right now that when Sam Kerr started playing, there's no way that the quality of footballers, women, were as good as what they are now.
No, exactly.
And that's because it's something that slowly builds over time from grassroots, and moving up the scale that way. You can't just push it forward.
No.
So I think she is she's the best Australian footballer that we have ever seen. She's very close to being one of the best Australian team sport female players that we've seen, but I don't know yet.
I could see her taking Australia to World Cup victories in the women's side of the soccer, in the women's football. Just personally.
Just her?
Oh, on the back off the back of her, like in regards to it. I mean, obviously there's some great players. I mean, we've had Lisa Devanna, we've had even Lydia Williams in goals and pulled out a couple of ripper saves against the Brazilians.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do have a couple of them there that are really good. But I do think it'll be off the back of her, pretty much off the back of her foot.
Yeah.
And it's something that Timmy Cahill couldn't do.
And in saying that, I think maybe I don't know that she's based in the US. I think she's probably got to do a little bit more work here.
Yeah, and I can hear that. Yeah, I can. That's fair.
And it doesn't have to be necessarily playing here or doing anything with a particular team.
Yep.
But being a face that supports women's football.
Yeah, exactly.
Would definitely help that.
No, fair enough.